As for the author, this book is known as the Gospel of Matthew because it was written by the apostle of the same name. The style of the book is exactly what would be expected of a man who was once a tax collector. Matthew has a keen interest in accounting. The Gospel of Matthew is very orderly and concise. Rather than write in chronological order, Matthew arranges this gospel through 6 discussions. As a tax collector, Matthew possessed a skill that makes his writing all the more exciting for Christians. Tax collectors were expected to be able to write in a form of shorthand, which essentially meant that Matthew could record a person's words as they spoke, word for word. This ability means that the words of Matthew are not only inspired by the Holy Spirit, but should represent an actual transcript of some of Christ's sermons. For example, the Sermon on the Mount, as recorded in chapters 5 through 7, is almost certainly a perfect recording of that great message. As for the date of writing, as an apostle, Matthew wrote the Gospel of Matthew in the early period of the church, probably in AD 55 through 65. This was a time when most Christians were Jewish converts, so Matthew's focus on Jewish perspective in this gospel is understandable. Now, the purpose of writing. Matthew intends to prove to the Jews that Jesus Christ is the promised Messiah. More than any other gospel, the Gospel of Matthew quotes the Old Testament to show how Jesus fulfilled the words of the Jewish prophets. Matthew describes in detail the